Jayden, just speak about your recent performances. You know, you've been on fire, but how are you feeling? How's that confidence level going into this game?
I'll say it's week by week. But one thing I try to do is no matter what the performance, you know, the good and the bad, it doesn't translate to now. So, I mean, whatever we did on offense last week or the past couple weeks, it doesn't translate to Missouri. So we got that on to the next mentality because if you keep trying to live in the past, you're not in the present or anything like that.
And speaking about that mentality, you know, we talked about how you're able to keep things level-headed. I know they got a lot of noise around you, a lot of Heisman talk. How are you handling it, and how do you keep yourself hemmed in?
I mean, I just give thanks to God for everything. You know, without him, I wouldn't be in this position. You know, I give thanks to my teammates, you know, the O-line, everybody, you know, just believing in me, making plays. But I mean, on a day-to-day basis, I mean, you hear stuff like that, but, you know, you can't really listen to the noise, you know, listen to the hype, because as soon as you start believing in that, that's when God will humble you.
Is it the same with the negative, too, when you lose a couple of games and all that stuff's out there? How do you stay away from that as a team right now?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it goes both, you know, the good and the bad. What happened last game is what happened last game. You know, you can't bring the good or the bad to this next game. So, I mean, everybody, me personally, I have a 24-hour rule. It's like, you know, 24 hours, you can think about it, dwell on it, feel however you want to feel. But as soon as you wake up the next day and 24 hours hit, you know, it's on to the next. And, you know, that's our approach that we did today at practice, you know, with the team, the coaches, everybody. So we're on to the next. We're not really worried about what happened in the past.
Probably no one in the West is going to go undefeated, so you could still win the West and go to the SEC championship, right? I mean, is that your goal, team leader now? Let's start one game at a time and try to, you know, make this happen. Yeah,
most definitely. It's you know, refocusing. You know, like I said, something could happen in the West. You know, especially in the SEC. You know, you never know week in and week out. You know, a team that you don't think is going to be the team might be the team. So, you know, as long as we go in there, you know, we refocus and we have that one game at a time, one play at a time, you know, I think we'll be solid.
You're not going head-to-head with them, so to speak, but what can you say about their quarterback and the way he's playing right now?
Yeah, he's playing lights out for them, you know, getting the ball in the playmaker's hands. You know, he's doing his job. You know, that's what they ask him to do. When the plays are there to be made, he's making the plays. You know, and he's giving those guys a chance. You know, they got a young receiver in Luther Burden, you know, special receiver. So, you know, when the opportunities to go and he gives these guys a chance to go make the plays, you know, they're making it for him.
Coming into the year, it was kind of running back by committee for you, but it looks like Logan has kind of taken the lead, getting close to 20 carries and whatnot. What kind of job has he done back there?
I mean, he's done a great job, you know. You know, in the pass pro, in the running game, he runs very hard. And I'll say that's what all our running backs, you know, they run very hard, and, you know, he had the high hand. You know, you keep rolling with the high hand. So, you know, Coach Frank does a great job with developing running backs from Logan to Josh to John Emery to even the young guys, Caleb Jackson, those guys. So, you know, kudos to Coach Frank and what he does in that room and how he gets those guys prepared.
Walking in today, I heard y'all had like really loud music going on. Was it like a more loose and fun practice today?
Yeah, I mean, we still had to get our work done, but, you know, everybody wants to have fun. You know, that's the main thing with football is, you know, it's just finding that joy. As soon as you lose that joy, then everything else becomes miserable. So, you know, it's having fun, you know, getting guys back in those uplift the spirit, positive spirit, you know, so we're moving on. Everybody attacked and approached practice today.
Jayden, you mentioned Luther Burden as a special player. You got a couple special ones here, too. You look at the SEC stats. Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, pretty much at the top. What's it like playing with those guys and knowing, like, hey, if I get in trouble, I can just throw it up to those guys and they'll make a play?
Like you said, special players, you know, it's a blessing to play with those guys. You know, with such a talent, you know, Brian Thomas, that big of a guy could be able to move like that. Malik, you know, being explosive like that, you know, getting those guys the ball in their hand. And they make plays. They make tough contested catches. You know, so I'm blessed to be able to play with them. You know, they come to me, they get man-on-man, one-on-one coverage, man-to-man. You know, they want the ball. You know, just giving them a chance to go make a play, and 9 times out of 10 they're going to make it.
Brian specifically, his personality, right? He doesn't say much of anything, but his improvement this year. What do you think has led to such a surge with him this year?
I mean, he just had the opportunity to go out there and play. Last year, he's kind of in that role of, rotating. This year, he attacked the offseason. We all did. Me, him, Malik, Kyron, Lacey, even the young guys. They watched us work, and we just attacked the offseason, with how we wanted our season to be. We knew we had a special group, even from spring to fall to now. So it's all about, the work that we put in the offseason. It's showing up. We got to keep building on it, keep improving, keep getting better week in and week out.
As a mobile quarterback, you got that desire to want to get extra yards. How do you be able to flip that switch to go from quarterback to running back, vice versa?
It's just an instinct thing for me. Whenever the opportunity is there to go, we'll take the yards. If we need a tough yard, it's 3rd and long, we need a first down, we got to go get it. That's what I'm going to do. So, it's not really like a mindset thing. It's just an instinct and a feel thing for me.
Anything else, Jayden? Thanks, Jayden.
Appreciate it.